Pragash. It actually means from darkness to light. The Hurriyat Conference in Kashmir and the Grand Mufti of Kashmir actually appear to be doing just the opposite. The Hurriyat has come out in support of the fatwa against the all-girl ban in Jammu and Kashmir. Pragash, endorsing this regressive order, the hardline Hurriyat faction has said that though they are not in favor of using force, they are also of the belief that girls should not be singing and dancing. The Gilani faction of the Hurriyat says they will counsel the parents of these girls and ask them to stop the girls from promoting Western values in Jammu and Kashmir. Let's listen in to what the spokesperson for the hardline Hurriyat is saying.
नहीं, हम जोर ज़बरदस्ती के हक में नहीं है. वी आर नॉट इन फेवर ऑफ फोर्स. हमारा मानना है कि ठीक है, हमारी कुछ सकाफती कुछ मॉरल वैल्यूज़ होते हैं हर कौम के, तो हमारे भी हैं. उनमें ये चीज़ सूट नहीं करती है कि लड़कियां बैंड बजाएं, लेकिन हम फोर्स के हक में नहीं है, बिल्कुल भी नहीं.
साहब, आप क्या आपकी पार्टी ने जो कल स्टेटमेंट इशू किया है, डू यू वांट दीज गर्ल्स टू परफॉर्म और आर यू सेइंग दैट द म्यूजिक शुड नॉट बी अलाउड इन कश्मीर वैली एट ऑल?
नहीं, म्यूजिक की अलग बात है, लेकिन लड़कियों का बैंड बजाना और नाच गाना वो अलग बात है. तो हमारा मानना यह है कि हमने कहा भी है कि हम अपील करेंगे उनके पेरेंट्स को कि वो ख्याल रखें कि हमारी जो यहाँ कौमी रिवायात हैं, हमारी जो दीनी रिवायात हैं, हमारा जो कल्चर है, ये उसके साथ बिल्कुल मेल नहीं खाता है. वो अपनी बच्चियों को इस तरह की बैंड बजाने से बाज रखें.
जो ग्रैंड मुफ्ती हैं, उन्होंने इस पर पूरी की तो आके फतवा इशू किया है, उसको आप कैसे देखते हैं?
नहीं, पहले आप ये समझ लें कि ग्रैंड मुफ्ती जो होता है उसको सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट रिकॉग्नाइज करती है. यहाँ की गवर्नमेंट जो है, कोई उसको अवाम उसको रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं करते हैं. तो लिहाजा उनकी जो बात होती है वो बिल्कुल हम उसको नहीं कह सकते हैं कि वो उनका अपना होता है. वो दिस वे दैट वे वो गवर्नमेंट का होता है. पता नहीं उनके क्या डिजाइनर्स होते हैं जिनको वो पूरा करना चाहते हैं इस तरीके से.
तो आप मानते हैं कि जो उन्होंने कहा है वो सही है?
नहीं, जोर जबरदस्ती बिल्कुल भी हम उसके हक में नहीं है. इस्लाम उसकी इजाजत नहीं देता है.
किसी को जोर जबरदस्ती किसी से रुकवाना,
वो इस्लाम उसके हक में नहीं है. बिल्कुल भी हम उसके हक में नहीं है.
अच्छा, और उमर अब्दुल्ला साहब ने इन लड़कियों का सपोर्ट किया था ट्विटर पे. उन्होंने कहा था कि फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन होना चाहिए और इन लड़कियों को आके अपना काम करना चाहिए. आप उसको कैसे देखें?
नहीं, जहां तक उमर अब्दुल्ला का ताल्लुक है तो उनकी जो डायनास्टी है, उनका खानदान जो है, यहाँ की जो कल्चरल हमारी रिवायात हैं, हमारा जो कल्चर है, उन्होंने उसके बिल्कुल बरअक्स किया है. उससे तो हम वही तवक्को रखते हैं, हम उस पर ज्यादा हैरान नहीं है. लेकिन उनको ऐसे, मेरे ख्याल में यहाँ जो हमारी रिवायात हैं, ये एक तो कश्मीर, एक मैं जरा ब्रॉडर एस्पेक्ट में बात करूं, ये जो मशरिकी तहजीब है ये उसके भी खिलाफ है. ये बिल्कुल मगरिबी तर्ज का है, ये वेस्टर्न कल्चर है, और उसको शायद मेरे ख्याल में उसको भी इसकी वकालत नहीं करनी चाहिए थी.
ओके, आपको लगता है, एक बार फिर से पूछ रहा हूँ मैं आपको, so that your party stand is very clear on this, are you against the music being played in the state? Are you against only the women playing music?
Not at all. बिल्कुल ये इसको अच्छा नहीं समझते कि यहाँ लड़कियां बैंड बजाएं और नाच गाना गाएं. वो हमारे कल्चर के बाहर सूरत उसमें उसको अच्छी नजर से यहाँ नहीं देखा जाता है.
So first it was the Grand Mufti of Kashmir who came out with his fatwa. The Grand Mufti of Kashmir, Bashir-u-din says girls should not be playing music. This is Western influence. And now the Hurriyat says they do not support women playing music or a all-girls band. Let me now bring in headlines today. Shujaul Haq. Shuja, the Chief Minister said, I hope a few morons will not be allowed to get these girls from get them to stop playing. But what is actually happening on ground? Their concert was cancelled. What are these girls saying now? What are the people in Kashmir saying?
Well, you know, what started as an act of intimidation on the social networking sites about this band and about these girls have now actually blown out and is now being carried as a political controversy here. You know, you're seeing statements being issued by Grand Mufti, and then the Hurriyat Conference comes out and says that it is not very right and sound for girls to play music and sing and dance because it goes against the moral and cultural values of Kashmir. But at the same time, Hurriyat Conference also making it a point to mention that the Grand Mufti who has issued a fatwa is actually appointed by the government. So there should be some accountability from the government side as well, which is which is an important point and a very tricky question for the Umar Abdullah himself.
Now
if a Grand Mufti, which is appointed by the government, is saying something like that, on the other side, the Chief Minister, who is the head of the government, is saying that these girls should be allowed, then it raises a very important question.
Indeed it does. And how is the Chief Minister reacting to this? There are two issues here. One, Sayyid Ashik Bukhari, the SSP of Cybercrime Cell, he's been quoted as saying that we are investigating these e-urchins. But this is more than just e-urchins. Are these e-terrorists who are now intimidating these girls? Because Omar Abdullah said, I hope these talented young girls will not let a handful of morons silence them. So what is Omar Abdullah doing to ensure that these girls don't get silenced now?
Well, if you look at this issue from the beginning, when we started reporting about this issue on Friday night, and on the Saturday, the government swung into action, and Umar made a statement. Even the crime branch of the Jammu and Kashmir police said that they will investigate this matter. They'll try and identify those people who are intimidating these girls and see what sections of the law can be invoked against those people. So on that front, it looks like the government is trying to identify those people who are intimidating these girls on the social networking sites. But now the debate has gone beyond that. Now here we are having political reactions, we are having political statements made out of this entire issue. No one really realizing what this will have an effect on the psyche of these girls. We saw these girls updating their Facebook page yesterday night saying that they quit. 2 out of the 3 said they quit. That clearly shows the kind of impact it has had, the politicking around this issue has had on their psyche.
Indeed, and do we see liberal voices coming out in support of these girls? Stay on with me, Shujaul Haq. We'll talk about that in greater detail, because Kashmir has actually had a history of intimidation when it comes to music, when it comes to art, when it comes to local artists being on television. Not just threats. There have been artists who've been gunned down in the past. But there is more breaking news that's coming in, and there is backing for this Talibani diktat issued by the Grand Mufti of Kashmir, and this time it's from the All India Muslim Personal Law Board. The board has said that the girls are adopting Western culture by playing rock music, that they should adhere to certain discipline and decency. Let's listen in to Shaista Ambar, the chairperson of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board.
अगर रॉक म्यूजिक है तो ये आप वेस्टर्न कल्चर को क्यों अपना रहे हैं कि लड़कियां अगर एक खास सभ्य तरीके से, शालीन तरीके से और एक डिसेंट तरीके से अपनी म्यूजिक को बरकरार रखती हैं, एक फन को बरकरार रखती हैं, तो अच्छा है। और वेस्टर्न कल्चर को अपना करके वो जाहिर सी बात है कि इस्लाम इसको पसंद नहीं करता है।
If it is done decently, then nothing wrong with it. But let's try and make sense of what Shaista Ambar is saying. Let me bring in headlines today's Amir Haq for more on this from Lucknow. Amir, describe to us in detail what Shaista Ambar, the chairperson of All India Muslim Personal Law Board, means when she says if it's done in decency, it's okay. If it's aping the Western culture, it is not okay. Explain.
Well, Gaurav, it is in line with the controversy surrounding this rock band group in Kashmir. There too, there are Islamist hardliners who've taken this stand. And here in UP as well, people like not just Shaista Ambar, but also a very senior Muslim cleric here, Khalid Rashid Firangi Mehli, this morning echoed the same sentiments. They are of the opinion that since Islam does not permit women to come out the way this rock band has over the last 1 month. They say that women should keep indoors, and especially, it is not about their being involved into some kind of a productive work. This is something which is against the cultural ethos of Muslims, and therefore the girls here should back up and should not continue with this rock band. So very hardline view in line with what the Hurriyat Conference has said in Jammu and Kashmir.
It indeed appears to be Shaista Ambar, the chairperson of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, also supporting the Hurriyat hardliners and also the diktat, the fatwa of the Grand Mufti of Kashmir. Shuja, let me bring you in once again here. The SSP of the crime cell, of the cyber crime cell, he's gone through the video of the performance of these girls. He says there's absolutely nothing wrong in what they have done. There is absolutely nothing wrong, nothing obscene in their music. Why then this objection, and what is the law doing about it? Will the law crack down on these people who are trying to stop this?
Well, on the face of it, looking at from how Umar Abdullah has taken this entire matter, there are clear instructions to the Home Department, which in turn has instructed crime branch to look into this issue and see who are the people and try and identify those people who are clearly intimidating these women on social networking sites and see whether there can be any section of the law which can be invoked against them. So that part is very clear. They are trying to identify those people and seeing whether there was any criminal intimidation in this, and then probably would act. But as of now, on the ground, when I speak to my sources in the police department, there is a process which is being carried out. Examinations are being carried out at this point of time, but no action on the ground is seen visible as of now.
What about the PDP? How has the PDP reacted to this, or they haven't reacted so far?
Well, yes, PDP has reacted to this issue, and their comment, their spokesperson has made it very clear, saying that when it comes to Kashmir and the culture of Kashmir has an history of women singers and a history of music attached to it. So it is not very good to impose a ban or impose a diktat on something like this. So their point of view is very clear about it, or at least that is what it looks on the face of it. Even the National Conference's statements which came on Friday and on Saturday have been very clear on it, saying that there should be some liberalism as far as the music and the issue of these girls is concerned.